activist events. But I would think that she'd be probably third in the polling right now if they took a straw poll. But what do you think about her order? What does she got to do to get into this race and really win?
I think she needs a lot of support, maybe endorsements from progressives. I think she needs to make sure she lets herself be distinguished as the progressive candidate, because what happens is often lack of distinguishability between that. I think she needs to reach out to certain people, maybe like Mel, certain resources that to see, hey, I'm the actual progressive candidate, and I may be new, and I may not I mean, she has a lot of experience dealing with the public as her job LADWP, I believe she worked for, but she she's going up against established politicians, so that's always going to be difficult. And the thing she has going for her, if the Democratic Party is true to their word, is that she's a woman of color, she's a Latina. And I love the fact that she is a Bernie supporter. She's a progressive. I mean, we've had her on the show here. She's talked multiple times about the things that are important to her. So I mean, she's definitely the most progressive by far.
Yeah.
The question is, can she...
Can a set-alone progressive win this race is the question.
Right.
I think there has to be some independent-minded thinking when it comes to getting into these city councils, because it's such a broad area where she's at. It's not just going to have progressive people. You're going to have homeowners in that area, and they're very interested in voting for somebody who's going to look out for their needs. So once again, it's logistics mean a lot in these races. Can we play Mark Ridley Thomas's video? I mean, he is about as exciting as De Leon. I like the guy, but he doesn't energize me. But here he is again. He's a smart guy. He's a nice guy.
Los Angeles City Council District 10 candidate Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas.
I simply want to say thank you for your support tonight. I want to say that the number one issue that defines who we are in the city of Los Angeles and beyond is that of homelessness. It is the issue that will determine who we are morally, politically, and civically. I want to make it clear in an unapologetic way that is going to be my top priority when returning to the Los Angeles City Council with your support. Once again, I say thank you very much.
All right, guys, we've had a little technical difficulties with our stream. I'm trying to get it back on to see who's on there and who's hanging on out. So I'm going to have to go back and take a look. And is there any super chats that we're missing, John? Or I don't want to leave anybody out when it comes to the super chat department. So let me get on it right here real quick. So sorry, everybody. We are trying to work through these quick technical difficulties. That was Mark Ridley Thomas. Okay, so now we're back on live on these spots. Hopefully we have a couple people with us. That's not the one right here. Look at this. Jesus.
Yeah,
the chats are not going to show up, guys, so I won't be able to get back to you. If you left a super chat contribution, I am so sorry, but we can't get back on there, and I don't know what's going on over here. I don't even know who's on the freaking thread. All right, so we're just going to go on and going to do the show because we have other things going. So we had Aura Vasquez, but there's also another candidate who would probably be the number 2. Her name is Grace Yu. Soldier Boy, you know that song? You. Okay, so Grace Yu, I got to meet her too as well. She's another person in the LA City Council. She's running. A lot of support in that room when people were, I've seen her around talking to Grace Yu. And she's going to be one. I think she right now is positioning herself as probably second place right now with support, where Aura has to catch these people and get into this race. There's more than just 3 or 4 people running this race. It's like 10. But a lot of these people aren't known. That is Grace Yu right there. And the last candidate, his name is Jace Dawson that we met the other day. I'm just throwing him into the mix right now because we said there's a lot of other candidates. We don't know who's going to come out of this, and really get some momentum. We would like to hope and throw a debate. But also that was Jace Dawson for LA, another community activist as well. So you can see there's Jace Dawson, and I'm going to be speaking with Jace Dawson. Hopefully we can get these guys in the ring to go ahead and debate.
Interesting.
So, should we go to In the News, or should we skip after Bernie goes after Boo? Let's go into the news because we have to talk about what's going on with, Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes. So it looks like right now, if all exit polls are correct, the Labour is losing heavily to the Tories.
We don't know exactly. This is going to come down to the end of the night. But yes, if these exit polls, and the exit polls are pretty good in Britain, from what I understand, It's not going to be a good night if Boris Johnson wins for Labor and Jeremy Corbyn.
But also, people were still voting until like an hour ago. I mean, we're what 8 hours away from England.
Still,
9 hours away. So it's yeah, I think it's still too early, because what was happening was that the lines were extremely long, like we saw back in 2016 here. The lines were extremely long, and the youth vote actually went up. So if we really can't really say right now, because in general, a lot of the later votes tend to be more progressive.
Yeah.
So I think it's too early to call.
The labor votes are the more progressive votes, and the later votes are always more progressive. Also, too, I put impeach who. There's a little article that came out. I don't know how the Senate Republicans are going to play this. Now, we had Kevin Zeese on this show, and he had talked about the fact is if it goes to the Senate, they can really make a dog and pony show out of this thing and put people up there, bring Adam Schiff to the stand, question him. But it looks as if the Senate Republicans are going to run a short impeachment trial, knowing that Trump is not going to be impeached,
right.
That they're going to just really, and maybe they're going to sell this thing as like, hey, we're not going to do what the Democrats are. We're not going to waste our time with this. We're going to make this short, sweet, 2 weeks and done, and then we're going to move on with our life. And they're going to take the higher ground. When they go low, we go high. Well, the Republicans are looking to do that and not make a horse and pony show out of this whole thing. It looks like. It's a shame for me because I want to see Adam Schiff take the stand more than anybody in Torn Apart. And that's what Donald Trump wants. But it looks like McConnell's going to play that virtuous role and say, hey, we're not going to make this a circus. We're going to move. What was it? Censor and move on. They're going to take the Democrats' playbook and use it against them. So it looks like the Senate's going to hold a short hearing, and we're going to move on from that.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Listen, sorry for the technical difficulties today. Go over to our Rockfin, ROKFIN. Join up over there. We have a Patreon. Thank you to all our Patreons for showing up and helping us out. For Pasta Jardula,
Fiorella,
Jonny Sue on those ones and twos.
CONVO out.